I am Savvy Mike, and this is Savvy Reviews. And well, I finally watched for the first time The Devil Wears Prada, and this is my official review. Now, it stars Meryl Streep, Anne Hathaway, Emily Blunt, and Stanley Tucci. Now, this movie is mainly necessarily about a woman named Andy, played by Anne Hathaway, who wants to be a journalist, and so she goes to New York with her boyfriend to kind of chase their dreams, basically. And in chasing your dreams, well, bills still need to be paid, so she had to find a job, and she ended up getting this interview for this, not head assistant, but second assistant to one of the most important people in fashion. Miranda, don't remember her last name, but she's being played by Meryl Streep. So she gets invited to this interview by Emily Blunt, and of course, Emily Blunt, being the head assistant, is already kind of snappy with it, and doesn't necessarily think Meryl Streep's character Miranda will see anything in this chick that basically came like dressed like a journalist, in a sense, like this is a job for a fashion assistant, and she came looking like a bum to them, at least. And so, I guess Meryl Streep was shocked by it all and said, you know what, I'm gonna give her a chance, and in one word hired her. Like, did it in one word. And so she ends up becoming basically the second assistant to Emily Blunt, who is the first assistant to Miranda, who is the boss, played by Meryl Streep. And I think Stanley Tucci plays some type of advisor, and then so that's basically what the movie is for a while. It's just basically about Meryl Streep kind of giving Anne Hathaway hell and making her do all the hellish things an assistant would do in that field. And so she's battling with whether she should continue to do this or not. She didn't sign up for this, but they remind her that, hey, a million women would kill for the seat that you're in to be next to the person that you're next to. So it's either you lock in or, well, you find a new job. And so she decides to lock in. And so Andy basically transformed into this ultimate fashion assistant, and is kind of like killing it. And yeah, that's the movie. In a sense, that's the plot, really. Like, without necessarily spoiling it, I mean, this movie came out 20 years ago. The sequel's out already. So if you haven't watched Devil Wears Prada like me, you really don't care. Like I didn't. until I was like, well, gotta start reviewing movies, so I'm gonna watch this one. And so it would makes no sense for me to go see the sequel to a movie, and I haven't seen the first one, so I had to lock in on it. And well, how did I feel? That's what you're asking. You're like, Michael, how did you feel? Well, if you clicked on this thumbnail, if you clicked on this video, you saw the thumbnail. I gave it a fire because, surprisingly, I really enjoyed this. Like, I was shocked. I was like shocked, sir. I think an hour in, because I was telling myself, yeah, I'm just gonna watch some of it and then go to bed and then wake up and probably watch the rest of it. I'm not gonna necessarily too much worry about finishing the movie. But at a certain point, I really wanted to finish the movie. I like Meryl Streep as this Miranda character. She's she's a snarky asshole, dickhead, but that's who you have to be to get. I like kind of who she portrays, and Meryl Streep does a really amazing job playing this character Miranda, this this boss lady in this fashion world. I think she kills it, and it felt like a blast of the past watching. Not really a seasoned Emily Blunt, like Emily Blunt just getting her start, really. And she's not as seasoned as she is now. Like, she's not the actress that she is now. Like, now she's just killer in anything that she's in. But at this, you could tell, she was still playing these type of roles. But she does really well here playing this role. And then, of course, Stanley Tucci. He does no wrong in any movie that he's in. And I go so far to say that he's the best part of this. And so I was shocked at just how entertained I was by it all. And just watching this story play out how it did, and how kind of Anne Hathaway's main character kind of ended up turning into the person that she turned into. And I thought it was an interesting conversation with it as well. Because it's just kind of like this movie wants to treat Andy as like this pristine person that can't do no wrong, even though she's kind of fucking people over to get to the top. And so I like how in the end it kind of comes together in a sense and says, and Meryl Streep in the conversation she has with her in the car basically looks at her and tells, like, you say that you're not me and you wouldn't do these things, but you did do these things, and then lays out the examples of her doing those things and told her, look, I gave you every chance to leave. Like, if you didn't want to snake your way to the top, I literally gave you, like, okay, you don't want to do that, you could go. What did you end up doing? Exactly, snaking your way to the top. So at that point, Meryl Streep tells her, she's like, look, you more like me than you think you ain't. Like, and so she's like, starts giving her promotion, everything. And at that point, I think that's when she realized the error in her ways and wanted to take accountability for kind of how she did snake everyone and become the person that she became, because truly it's not who she really is. It's not what she came to New York for, and it's not who she really wants to be. While the lifestyle can be encapsulated, you just trap you in it all, and it's just like you're wearing designer all the time, you look good, you know, you just, but if that's not who you are, then are you willing to lose your soul to become somebody that you're not? And I like the fact that Andy made the decision. Like I said, I was like, I did not expect this movie to get that deep, but it did. I was just like, not mad at it. Not mad at it at all. So yeah, I liked it. Overall, enjoyed the plot. Like, while, you know, it's a chick flick, of course. It has its chick flick ways, and you know, this movie's definitely not made for me. So, you know, it's not something that I'm gonna want to watch 1,000,001 times in a row. But if a woman said, I love Devil Wears Prada, will you watch Devil Wears Prada with me? I'll be like, sure. It's not a bad movie. And I'll probably be locked in too, because it's pretty enjoyable. It's pretty fun to watch. You know, like I said, it came out 20 years ago. So around that time I was 10. So I couldn't, you know, it wasn't on my radar, that's for sure. I'll tell you this much though, I did see a lot of Princess Diaries around that time, because it was watching Disney Channel and they loved playing that movie. They never played this one though. And I think even as a kid, I would have enjoyed watching this more than Princess Diaries. But it does have some adult themes to it, but Disney Channel could have just cut all that shit out. They just cut all that shit out and just played that one part with Buddy shirtless. Kids wouldn't have known what the fuck was going on. They just think the nigga got out of the shower or something. He just showered, I guess. I don't know. But you know, they could have played this on Disney Channel. I'm sure they did at some point. Like, they just edited it. It's not there's really no cussing in it. Like, and like I said, it's just that one scene in the end where Anne Hathaway fucks the one dude. That's about it. But like, they don't really fuck. It's just like they kiss and then it pops up to them the next morning, basically. Like, and I'm like, you could just take that out and have her like rushing to get dressed and then like having a conversation with Buddy and then just keep panning. Why am I editing the Disney Channel version of The Devil Wears Prada in this video? I'm done. Okay, I'm done. I enjoyed the movie. Total chick flick, but it was a totally enjoyable chick flick. Wasn't mad at it. Not one of my favorite. Like, it's not going up there in the top chick flicks, you know. It ain't Easy A or Mean Girls or nothing like that, but it's fun. It was fun to watch. I give The Devil Wears Prada 3 out of 5 salves. Yes, indeed, gets a fire. Like I said, enjoyable, shocked and surprising. Not peak cinema to me, but I'm sure it is to a lot of women out there. And hey, I'm glad it's peak to you, and that's good. There's nothing wrong with that. Anyways, let me know what you think in the comments below. As always, I'm Savvy Mike, and this is Savvy Reviews. And yes, I will be reviewing The Devil Wears Prada 2 at some point this week. I can't tell you when, but it will happen. It will. Peace. I didn't watch this movie for nothing.